Hello, everyone, and namaskar, and welcome to our series on articleship stories. Today, we have CA Jainam, who has cleared his CA a couple of years back and has been successfully working with one of the corporates in a very interesting profile of analysis and corporate strategy. Jainam, if you look at him, you will find the qualification happened in time. He had got a good exposure in whatever he did. He had got a good employment and again good relationship with everyone. So this combination is very unique with Jainam, and we find very rare people. If you get your CA qualification in time, you lose relationships. You can't have good exposure. You have to do sometimes dummy articles. You mess up with your good employment because you don't have time to think through on those aspects. You miss on your industrial training. So he could achieve all these things is a very rare combination. He still maintains a good rapport with all of us in APMH. Just visited couple of days back. So welcome Jainam on the show.
Hello, sir. How are you? And
I
thank you
am
so much
good.
for
I am good.
inviting me here.
Janam, we have this series on articleship stories to inspire article students who are doing their articleship in various forms at various different jurisdictions and geographies with your story. So we have got a few questions for you. You have to just answer those questions and guide them, these article students through. Okay.
Sure.
So let's have the question one. How did you set your path to become a chartered accountant?
Okay. So, once I completed my 10th, so at that time, first time, a question came in my life that what do I want to pursue in my life? At that time, one of my cousin brothers had recently qualified CA. And just considering that how much hard that course was, and also being so hard, my brother was able to crack it. And also after clearing the CA, where he started working, it was a very good organization. So overall, this was one of the main factor which felt me that CA has something niche in itself, and even I should pursue that course. So that was the main driver behind choosing CA as a course. Apart from that, I did not went for the science field because I was of the opinion at that time that science field has been very much matured and there is no much scope of exponential growth in that field. So that's why I landed up in CA.
Very nice, very nice. So you were clear from right from your 10th standard that you want to
Yeah,
become
yeah,
a CA, and today you
yeah.
are a
Yeah.
qualified
And
chartered
in fact,
accountant.
before
Very
I
good.
was able to select a college, I had already filled the form of CPT.
Oh wow, very good. That is unique. Most of us are always confused, trying to do something, then settle with something else, and so on. But Jainam has been very clear, and that's a very good virtue that one should cultivate if one wants to become successful in whatever career you choose to become. So second question, Jainam, is how did you handle your first part of the CA, that is CPT and your CA inter, and how did you make sure that you qualified everything in the first attempt and move on?
Yeah. So I was fortunate enough that the professors which I got in my classes were very much cooperative. They used to give us a lot of tips and guidance that how should one study in order to ensure that he scores well and also clears with very good score both CPT as well as the inter CA exams. So I actually just followed the guidance which they give. For an example, for a subject like audit, which is taught for the first time at CA inter level, and it directly comes for 100 marks in the exam. And there is no previous background of audit in any case of any student. So in that case, professors often used to give a lot of guidelines that on what topic you should focus, how should you approach the answers. So I actually blindly followed that approach only. And
Okay,
apart
very
from that,
nice.
I had a few college seniors who were also pursuing CA. And when I was in say CA Inter, they had already cleared CA Inter. So when anytime if I used to get stuck in between, I used to contact them and they used to guide me that how to handle that problem.
Super, super. So it is very important that you follow your professors, be sincere in what you are being taught, and also take guidance of the seniors in the field so that you can easily crack your first part of your CA course, that is your CA Inter. So after clearing both the groups of your CA Inter, how did you choose the firm for the articleship?
Yeah. When I started the search of the firm for articleship, I was of the opinion that in long term I wish to do my own practice, and that's why for that it is necessary to have exposure of not only one selective field but multiple fields. If I join any of the big fours of or top and CA firms, my exposure will be restricted only to a particular field or maximum one more field.
Correct,
However, in a mid-sized firm, you get exposure to multiple departments and handle nitty-gritties of each of those. So the overall knowledge level I feel goes much above a uh, normal articleship experience in a big four.
correct.
Uh,
So you happen to choose APMH, and it was a good exposure overall, right? How do
yeah,
you
yeah,
feel about it now when you are already qualified and doing your uh, employment in a big corporate?
yeah,
Was
yeah.
it useful?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It was a very rich experience at APMH. I can highlight one or two significant assignments which I did there, which were very I would say groundbreaking at that time. One of the clients which we used to audit when I was in APMH was a very big company which was previously audited by one of the big fours only, and
Mhm.
from big four it came to APMH and I single-handedly handled the entire audit, which gave me a lot of
Super,
confidence. So on one side, the entire Big Four team must be there to audit that client, and on the other side, I was the alone one on that assignment, and still I was able to complete it on time. So that was one of the big
super.
confidence boosters for me.
Okay, okay. Great. So after finishing 2 years of your articleship, you chose to go for industrial training.
Yeah.
This was pre-planned, or this happened while you were doing your 2 years of articleship? And what was the purpose?
No, no, this was very, very impromptu even for me as well. So I remember it was around first week of November that my tenure in APMH ended. Even 15 days before that, even I personally was not aware that I'm going to go for industrial training. It's just that I got a call from one of my friends that there is a vacancy for industrial training here. You should try. And I thought that I will just apply and I will see what happens. And luckily the cards were in my favor. I got selected there. And even the
Super,
partners at APMH, Amit sir specifically was very cooperative, and he let me go for industrial training at a very short notice.
perfect, perfect. And how was your experience in the industrial training? Is it worth it, or
Definitely,
how should
definitely
one
it's a
look at
worth
it?
it experience, and I feel everyone should do it because several factors. One is definitely that the market is getting much more competitive, and the better exposure or better knowledge you have, you will have an edge over others. And secondly, also when we are on the auditor side or the side of the CA, normally our perspective is that the client is trying to hide some details or the client is trying to show wrong numbers in order to ensure that the numbers work for their benefit. However,
Correct,
that's not the reality always. Many times it happens that there is definitely a limitation of data. There is a impact of how the business functions on the various numbers of the financial statements, which one will not able to be understand unless they're in the shoes of the client. So that
correct.
is the main thing you get to learn from that. And apart from that, definitely you are going to make a much more contacts, which will definitely help you someday or the other.
Super, super. So your industrial training experience was very good, and it gave you a lot of exposure. Also told you the story about why the clients fudge with the numbers and why they don't show what is true, and why do you need to think differently about your clients
Yeah.
over a period of time. So amazing. And so, Jainam, what are you currently doing? What is happening after the qualification? What is the story?
Yeah. So after qualification, I've thought that at least for the foreseeable future, I want to pursue my career in a job format only.
Okay.
I have joined Glenmark Pharmaceuticals as a management trainee.
Okay.
Management trainee roles are generally considered unique in the industry because at this level and at this age, we directly get a chance to interact with the top level management. And not only that, your role is not restricted to a particular field or particular area, but over a period of 1 or 2 years, based on the company in which you pursue management training, you will get a chance to explore multiple departments, work with multiple people, and also understand how multiple departments function, what are their different objectives. So at a very young age, you get the bird's eye view of the entire organization. And in the long term, it can be, I feel it will be helpful in a good career building.
Super. So nowadays, everyone wants to go to investment banking or analytics or AI or some other field which is happening like mergers and acquisitions or international taxation. In that era, choosing a corporate itself is a unique thought process that you have developed, and I'm sure this will actually inspire more people to think on these lines, to look for a management trainee kind of a role which you have chosen. And it will definitely help them think through this career option as well that you have chosen in
Yeah.
the current situation. So, what is your plan going forward, Jana? Have you thought of any vision of 10 years, 5 years from now?
So I personally believe that destiny will shape its way. I will just reiterate the example I gave. When I joined industrial training, even 1 month back, even I personally was not aware that I'm going to join industrial training, and suddenly life took a different turn. So for the foreseeable future, I want to continue in the corporate world only. And but definitely, if I get a good chance somewhere to pursue some kind of further education, then definitely I will go for it. Or even if for that matter I get some kind of challenging assignment or some kind of activity, I will definitely try to pursue that. And
Super.
also currently I try to help students who are pursuing CA course by mentoring them and guiding them through various groups, CA groups.
Okay. So, can you share some more details about how do you go about getting your mentoring if someone
Yeah.
wants to?
Yeah. So there is a group called as Vision CA. So through that, people approach me when they want some kind of guidance or mentoring. That is one of the way. Apart from that, also I have of contacts of few professors. So whenever any professors get any reference where the students want mentoring in order to ensure that the study plan is going smooth and all. So this professor forwards their details to me, and I talk with them at some intervals and discuss what should be the strategy way ahead.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And if
So,
anyone wants to approach me for the guidance regarding the same, they can contact me on LinkedIn or in my email ID, which is there on LinkedIn as well, Jainam Chabhadia 18 at the rate gmail.com.
super.
Yeah.
So, be in touch with Janam and get inspired with his story. And Janam, we are very, very pleased and happy that you had been in APMH as an article student, and we will remember you forever.
Yeah,
Thank
even
you,
I
Janam,
even
for
I actually remember APMH quite often. So those were really golden days, a first office, and that to a friendly environment like APMH. So it's always not working in APMH is always a miss. But yeah, I still try to be in touch with my managers there, and as well as try to visit office of APMH at some intervals whenever it's possible for me.
thank you, Janam, for taking out time on
Yeah,
this
and
discussion.
thank you, sir, for inviting me for this event.
So, for all of us, we have to share this video with other people who have relevant requirement, who are our friends and relatives who are passing through this phase, like what Jainam passed through. And this will definitely help and inspire those as well. And of course, subscribe to the channel of APMH on the YouTube for seeing more videos in this regard. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Jainam.
Yeah, thank you, sir.